Hello to my San Diego family. This is the Fox 5 Sports Final. I'm Frank Jefferson. Look, this week's Thursday night game put two teams against each other who needed a win. Seahawks came into this matchup on a two-game losing skid, while Chicago hadn't won since week 7. Seattle versus Chicago, third quarter. Geno Smith to Pharaoh Brown. But look at this. Bears' Kyler Gordon comes up with it, and he would take it back for a touchdown. But the touchdown is taken off the board, and that basically summed up this game. Seahawks win 6-3. This snooze fest did make an NFL milestone in the worst way possible. Second game in league history to score 9 points or fewer on Thursday night. Last time it happened, December 4th, 1980. Speaking of the NFL, it's week 17, and it feels like this year has just flown by. And here to talk to us about it is our NFL analyst and former Chargers safety, Jahleel. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Hey, I'm blessed. Let's break it down for them at home. So let's start with the NFC West matchup. We got Cardinals versus Rams. LA, they beat Arizona bad, 31 points in week 2. But that was a week ago. That was a long time ago. We know things change. How can the Cardinals make this a game?
So I think everybody wants to see this going, and that's the Kyler Murray and the Marvin Harrison Jr. connection. It has to pick up. Obviously, they drafted him at the high place that they did draft him so they can have explosive plays and they can score more points. That's the only way you're going to stop this LA Rams team right now. Matt Stafford and that LA Rams team right now is on fire. When they look what they did a few weeks ago, dating all the way back to shocking Buffalo Bills in LA, right. And since then they've been on the roll, right? They haven't won in pretty fashions, but they're winning. And I think if they don't get that connection with Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray going, it's going to be a long afternoon for them.
You ain't never lied. All right, moving on to Chargers, Patriots. The Bulls have a chance, your Bulls, they have a chance to clinch a playoff spot. Bad news, they dropped 3 out of the last 5. Good news, New England's only won 3 games this whole season. So what do you think this one's going to play out to be?
So it's the NFL, and you can't just roll out the ball and say, you know what, just because this team's struggling, it's going to be an easy victory. But the Chargers are hot right now. The way Justin Herbert played against the Broncos last week and kind of put the team on his back, and they're itching for a playoff berth. They're itching for a playoff berth. The last time they were in the playoffs, they had a sour taste in their mouth, blowing that 20-point lead, the largest blown lead in franchise history against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they have a chance to clinch it against a team that's not really doing so well. So the Chargers are going to come out, I think they're going to come out in Foxborough and put the pedal to the metal and go ahead and lock in that playoff spot.
And now you just mentioned the team, the Broncos. We're going to stay in the AFC West. They're another team that has a chance to clinch a postseason position. They're going to face off against the Bengals. This could be a really good one. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
It definitely can be a good one, Frank, but I'm going to say it again. I talked about Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr., but I'm going to talk about Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Those two are the best tandems in the NFL right now, and the Broncos have had a really, really good season. Their defense has played well, but I seen what the Chargers did to them last week when Justin Herbert and that staff made corrections in the second half, and right now nobody has an answer for Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, too much for them.
All right, too much to hold. All right, and probably the best game of the day, at least on paper from what it looks like to me, is Packers versus Vikings. Green Bay has only lost once in the past 6 weeks, and Minnesota, they haven't lost since week 8. Who do you have in this one?
So the Packers are quietly putting together a really good season. Jordan Love and the Cheesehead Factory over there, they're balling right now. But listen, the Minnesota Vikings, week after week, I've just been kind of waiting for them to kind of fall off and, you know, maybe slow down a little bit, but they're cooking with gas, and they're cooking with hot gas right now, and they're firing on all cylinders. Sam Darnold and that offense with Justin Jefferson and Addison, and the way that they're just coached all the way around on all 3 phases, it's really tough to go against them right now. They have the momentum. They're one of the teams that a lot of people do not want to see going into the playoffs. I'm taking the Vikings.
You just mentioned that term cooking. You always seem to cook up an Adai add-on for us. Last but certainly not least for the people at home, do you have an Adai add-on for us?
Well, let me put my apron on for this one because I'm about to cook it up right now, baby. Listen. Lamar Jackson is my die add-on. When you've seen what he did, obviously he's been a 2-time MVP caliber player. Right now it's between him and Josh Allen. But listen, what Lamar Jackson just did the other night, last night, Christmas, with the whole world to see, 168 yards passing, 85 yards rushing, surpassed Michael Vick as the all-time leader rushing quarterback. And he's just toying around with those guys. It's like it's a kid in the playground, the way he's playing, the way his team's playing. And right now he's on fire. The best person and the best player in the land right now, Lamar Jackson, you are my die add-on. Keep balling.
And it's funny, on that run where he broke the record, they clocked him. They said, I don't know what the speed was, but they said that was the fastest he ever run.
So it was about 21 miles per hour, and he said, I was jogging. Frank, I'm gonna tell you right now, I've ran 19 miles per hour and I almost pulled my hamstring. So he's Superman. That guy is something else. He's on a whole nother stratosphere.
And you've hit 19, and Lord knows I ain't never even touched 19. Jahleel, thank you so much for your time, and happy holidays to you and your family, brother.
Same to you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. When we come back, 1 overtime is special, double overtime is crazy, but 6 will show you how 2 schools set a college football record after the break.
You're watching Fox